There's a very real possibility that the game idea you're thinking of will have failed before you write even one line of code. In this video, I'm going to go over my 5-step process to coming up with an idea that is a real winner. I've made quite a lot of games, and personally this is the process I use to come up with ideas that have gone on to do some really good numbers. The first step is research. Before you even start coming up with any ideas, you need to narrow down the idea space. Start by writing down these things. What are your goals? It's important to establish what you want to get out of the game. Do you just want to finish a game? Do you want to make lots of money? Do you just want to make an artistic masterpiece? All of these goals have different end results and don't always align, so it's important to establish at the start what you want to do with it. You should also note down these things. What kind of games are you personally interested in? How long do you want to spend working on the game? And are there any additional constraints, like, a theme for a game jam, for example? By working out all these things, you're going to start to bring into focus what the game might be about, and therefore reduce the idea space to something that's way more manageable. Step 2 is idea generation. Now this is the fun part. You're going to start coming up with ideas. For this bit in the process, it's best done in a pair, so find someone else if you can. If there's more than 2 of you, just split into pairs if possible. You need a pad and a pen each, and you need to set a loose goal of maybe 5 to 10 ideas. Then just start writing down every idea that comes into your head. It's important that you write down every idea, including the bad ones, including the ones that you don't think will work. Literally write everything that comes into your head. You're going to want to try and reach that goal of 5 to 10 ideas. If you have more ideas at the end of that, keep writing them down. More ideas are better here. Now, step 2.5 is by far the most important one. So you need to focus up here and do what I tell you. You're going to want to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more great game dev content. Step 3 is discussing your ideas. You're going to take turns pitching ideas from your list, even the silly ones. This is important. You need to pitch every single idea. Okay, get this. There's a flower and you're a bee, but you don't control the bee. All you do is when you get to the flower, you just press the button which says, I love pollen. When you're done pitching all those ideas, you need to go back through each one and discuss these points. First of all, do you like or dislike the idea, and why? See, I like the bee game idea because bees are nice, and I like bees. The second thing is, can you actually make it? Is it too big? Do you have the skills to make it? There is one thing, it might be quite difficult though, because I don't actually know how to draw or 3D model or do any art at all. Now you've discussed them, I want you to go back through each idea and write down next to them a little yes, maybe or no, corresponding to whether you think you would like to make them. You're going to want to take the ideas you marked with a yes and start making a business case for them. You're going to want to research and find out the answers to these questions. Has someone made a game with this idea before? Are there any other similar games? Roughly how many games have come out in the last half a year that are in this genre? How successful on average are these games? Is it a couple? Is it none? Is it the majority? You can get a really rough estimate on a lower and upper bound by timesing the number of views by 30 and timesing the number of reviews by 120. This will give you kind of a large but rough range you can use to at least compare to other games. Finally, is there something obvious that the successful games and the unsuccessful games did differently? If you can spot something, this will make a big difference for determining whether your idea can work or not. After looking through all this information, you should have a decent idea for what the market is like for each of these niches, and therefore, you'll be ready for the next step. Your first ideas will almost never be the best ones. So it's really important that you go back and you repeat steps 2 through 4, using all the information you collected as kind of a seed for these ideas. You can repeat it more than once, and you're gonna have to feel that one out for yourself. But remember, more information builds better ideas. So that's how I decide what games I'm gonna work on. Check out this video to see the game I'm working on right now.